Breaking news. China stole my cat videos. We interrupt this broadcast of Keeping Up with the Kardashians to bring you breaking news. Sources confirm a major US telecom giant has been hacked. And the culprit? You guessed it, China. Details are scarce, but experts believe the hackers may have gained access to, well, everything. Phone calls, text messages, browsing history. I'm not quite sure I understand this reaction. Sorry, it's just, you're saying China now knows I spend my Tuesday nights watching videos of hamsters eating burritos? That's their big intelligence win? The news spread like wildfire, but instead of the expected panic and outrage, the nation was amused. Twitter exploded, not with cries of digital doom but with memes. China trying to decipher my grandma's emoji-laden texts, one read, accompanied by a picture of a confused-looking panda. Pretty sure the Great Firewall of China just crumbled trying to process my browser history. Sorry, not sorry, My Little Pony is life. Apparently, Chinese intelligence agencies now have access to my Spotify Wrapped. Let's just say they're in for a whole lot of Nickelback. We condemn this blatant act of, sorry, I just pictured them trying to make sense of my spam folder. The truth is, the laughter wasn't about condoning the hack, it was about the absurdity of it all. We live in a world where our data is already mined, sold, and manipulated on a daily basis by corporations we willingly give it to. The idea of a foreign government wanting in on this digital free-for-all seemed, well, redundant. It's like finding out your messy apartment has been robbed. You're not angry, you're just impressed someone managed to find their way through the clutter. Besides, most people had already resigned themselves to the fact that privacy in the digital age is a myth. Between targeted advertising that borders on psychic and social media platforms that know us better than our own families, the idea of China gaining access to our digital lives felt less like a violation and more like an inevitability. The China hack, if we can even call it that, became a strange sort of cultural turning point. It forced us to confront the fact that we'd become desensitized to the idea of our digital selves being constantly observed. And instead of fighting it, we laughed. We laughed because it was easier than crying. Perhaps, in a way, the joke was on China. They'd hacked into a system so convoluted, so saturated with useless information, that their victory felt more like a burden. They say knowledge is power, but in the age of information overload, maybe ignorance is bliss, or at the very least a good punchline.